Okay, I'm going to shoot a video here of what's going on. As you probably are aware from my other videos, I got this new Cincinnati Mill, and I have a bunch of stuff, some drawbars, some wrenches, some spindle supports for it, and I was kind of looking at these spindle supports the other day. See if I can get this with one hand. And I have this grinder wire wheel rack that I use for welding. And sorry guys, it's kind of hard to do with one hand. Hold the camera and do this. Probably edit this thing out. But anyways, I was thinking that'd be a great way to store those spindle supports. So what I'm going to do is build another one kind of similar to this for the spindle supports, for the drawbars, and maybe a little tray just to kind of hold the wrenches and tools and miscellaneous stuff that I got going with this. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about. I had a piece of angle iron laying around. I'm not even sure where it came from. It's kind of full of concrete. But I'm going to use them for the feet. I've got some 2-inch 3/16, which will add some weight to it. I've got some old flat stock that was laying around underneath the welding table. So what I'm going to do is come up with a little stand that'll hold those spindle supports and drawbars and tools for it. So I cut these. I cut the legs out of the tube steel. Did that kind of off camera. You probably didn't want to see me cutting it. Kind of deburred them a little bit too. But what I'll do is I'll bring you back when I start fabricating it. I'm going to just shoot a little picture or a video of this. The one thing that you have to do is if you're going to weld something to the side of a piece of angle iron, the inside part of the angle iron, it's always got like a little radius in the corner of it. So to get it to sit flush, what you've got to do is kind of grind down the one side so that it will sit right. And that's what I'm doing. Actually, a little more has got to come out of it. I'll bring you back. there's more editing out. The only reason I do this is not to clamp the thing as much as to get a better ground on it. My grounding lead is run through the table. Just cutting the holes for the drawbars. It's going to be that little tray for tools and stuff. the shelf. I know it's kind of sporadic videoing, but I've got people coming over talking to me. But anyways, I'm taking the shelf on. Going to put some expanded metal on the bottom of it. I'll show you that. Everything for some reason here is turning magnetic. So let me measure up the expanded metal for it, and I'll bring it back. I'm probably going to let it set around for a couple of weeks before I paint it. It's kind of oily, greasy, but I'll bring it back. Okay, so there's that piece of expanded metal that I put in there, in the bottom of the shelf. I'm just going to tack that in. I want to weld out the top of it, top of this thing here, just so it's got some more support for those things, because they're kind of cantilevered off of it. It's going to want to have a tendency of peeling it back, so I want to make sure I get a good weld on it. This should be it. Let me, I'll bring you over. I'm going to load it up and I'll bring. Okay, so here it is, done. Well, it's not done. Again, I'm going to paint it, but as you can see by my hands, this tube steel is really kind of greasy. So I'll give it a couple of weeks just to kind of rust up a little bit, and then I'll sand it off and paint it. I'm not really sure what color I'm going to paint it. Not sure, maybe the green like the machine is. I don't know, I'll think about it. But anyways, there it is, done.